Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com. Launched in 2002, the Cartier Roadster endeared itself to male watch buyers. And to this day, whenever Cartier reissues a past reference, I hear gripes about why the Roadster specifically hasn't been brought back, and until the 2014 launch of the Calibre de Cartier Diver, there is no doubt this was the most beloved modern Cartier reference where male buyers were concerned. So the Roadster, which references the imagery of 1950s and 60s sporting automobiles, is a sports chronograph in stainless steel that measures 42.8 millimeters in diameter. This Cartier Roadster chronograph, actually quite thin for as broad as it is. It's only 12.4 millimeters thick, which is the same as a Daytona. Though it looks thicker, it is actually quite slim. Taking a quick look from lug to lug, you can see there are two ways to measure it. One is 47.4 millimeters, and that's just the case. But to my eye, the more realistic way to measure this thing is from end link to end link. In that case, it is a meaty 55.3 millimeters across the wrist. The Roadster chronograph is a substantial watch, and I'm going to throw it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist to show you why that is. Now, the timepiece does have a curved tonneau case, so it arcs around the wrist a little bit, and that actually mitigates against fish issues. But still, I would recommend, as big as this watch is with the end links of the bracelet included, wear it on a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference or larger. It wears well. I would wear it happily, and it fits well underneath the cuffs. There's no issue there. Just be warned, on the bracelet, it's broad across the wrist, and you can really see that from the top. Now, the thing about this watch is I could give you the measurements of the lug spacing, but it doesn't use a conventional strap. It uses a quick release system. This quick release later found its way all over the Richemont group, most notably used by IWC, but this is a very convenient system, a spring-loaded tab, and it's almost like a car seat belt buckle. It's very easy to snap it back in, snap it out. Cartier to this day offers many OEM strap options. If you want to swap the watch from the bracelet to a strap, that's easy to do. You can see that every link of this bracelet is removable, and there are half links included for finer sizing. It's an interesting bracelet, as each individual link has a little bit of a preset curvature to it, so it's designed to arc around the wrist and look natural, whereas some bracelets, especially those that feature longer links like this, wind up looking a little bit disjointed when they're on the wrist. This looks most natural when it is being worn. You can also see there's an interesting depth to this bracelet. It has polished flanks that are raised over a satin finished channel in the middle, so Cartier, if nothing else, always a design house, thoughtfully rendering shapes and textures. Taking a quick look, you can see it is a friction fit double fold deployant clasp, and we're going to roll back. We have a case here that's a tonneau, and it's got a lovely fluid form to it. The screws at the end of the case are designed to reference the Frenched tail lights of 1950s American hot rods, as well as a few European cars that did feature recessed tail lights. We also have a crown that flows seamlessly, almost like the overrider of a bumper, into a lens that tapers this form over the dial, and it diminishes toward the center dial. So you have this little magnifier lens that is an extension of this overrider, and it has the look of lights, bumpers, Dagmar-style extensions on 1950s cars. It's a reference to many things all at once, but no one thing in particular. Now, because this is the chronograph, we have large rectangular chronograph pushers, and then we have a feature that you don't find on all the Roadsters, a screw-down crown. So the watch does have 100-meter water resistance, and then it has hacking seconds, and it also has a quick set system so you can rapidly change the date. And if you look carefully, you can see through the magnifier that the date numerals are actually tapered as they move from outboard to inboard, so they fit the little trapezoidal aperture. We'll do a Lume Shot right here. This is a sports watch, automatic winding, stainless steel, loomed, 100 meters water resistant. And then there is plenty of luminescence on the dial. Now, the dial is also designed to reflect vintage auto imagery. A lot of 1950s dashboard instruments, tachometers, clocks, speedometers used a similar layout, and you can see that outboard there's a tachymeter for reading the speed of an object, you use the chronograph and the tachymeter to gauge speed. So this is an even more sporting model than the standard Roadsters. The standard Roadsters all use the same automotive-inspired dial, but they do not have the tachymeter scale, and they do not have these lovely horizontally oriented ovoid sub-registers. You can see that the registers themselves are actually elongated side to side and thinned top to bottom, which is a nice design touch. And of course, all of this is white on black printing for high legibility. The watch does include a vertical clutch chronograph, so you can see when I start the chronograph, there's no jump or stagger to the seconds hand. It's a very smooth engagement. Now the movement, which is underneath the case back, is an ETA 2892A2, which is a high-grade modular chronograph based on, or pardon me, it's the 28942, which is a high-grade modular chronograph based on the 2892A2. So it's 37 joule automatic and has most of the same specs as a 2892. So bidirectional winding, 4 Hz beat rate. It is a 42-hour power reserve. It has the hacking second. It has the quick set date. It's 37 joules because of the modular complication, and if you look carefully, you can see the chronograph pushers are somewhat above the plane of the center of the crown. That's because the module is on top of the base caliber. But it's a very thin and remarkably thin modular chronograph caliber that's also a fine timekeeper and quite durable. You can reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this Cartier Roadster chronograph.